Jenny, when you first approached Tim Burton with this idea, what was his initial reaction?
Well, we spoke to Tim's agents, we spoke to Tim's producer and his assistant, and but we hadn't spoken to Tim face-to-face until we visited his archive in London. And I still remember the first visit. You know, we were led up to his studio, and it was Arthur Rackham's studio, actually. So we were in this kind of open, airy space in the middle of London, and we started presenting our exhibition proposal to Tim. And you know, we were talking about Pixar, of course. He went to school with John Lasseter, as Ron said. And he just, you know, just his enthusiasm for our ideas was so infectious that, you know, we immediately wanted to jump into his archive and started looking through the works. I mean, his work was all around us as we're having this meeting. So from that point on, Tim has been such a great collaborator, and of course his art speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Tim Burton that you see in interviews is the Tim Burton that we experienced. There's no other Tim Burton. I mean, Tim Burton is pretty much himself. When you with him one-to-one, it's special, and it was special for us. He came from behind his desk. He pulled his chair up beside the desk and leaned over towards us, so like we are here now, really, and listened intently. And when we said something about black light or about 3D, he got very excited about it. From there it was let them have access to anything they want to see. One day he said, let them wander through my home while I'm away for the weekend in case they find something they liked. That was a really exciting experience and privilege. But that's how down to earth he was. He was concerned we were having lunch, whether our hotel room was comfortable enough. I mean, that kind of one-on-one personal interest in us was surprising. And
very open with his artworks and his ideas, obviously, and to inviting someone new into his world is really...
Yeah, and we felt a great sense of privilege. We were opening boxes that people had not opened outside his, you know, his archivists, looking at stuff for the first time, and there was no censorship involved in it. We looked at everything, box after box, every plan. We were left alone in his archive to pull open the drawers and look at the art ourselves and to take notes and photographs. So we pinched ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to second that. It's been such an honor and privilege to be able to be allowed into this, you know, very personal part of Tim's work. The Tim Burton that everyone knows, you know, is the Tim Burton, the filmmaker. His films is his public persona, and yet we were allowed into his archive full of personal and unrealized projects that, you know, were perhaps never intended to be viewed publicly. And you know, you would have to ask Tim why he allowed us into his archive, but it just, we were lucky. We were extraordinarily lucky to be able to bring this to such a public arena.